Hi guys, welcome to today's lesson. In today's lesson, I'm going to walk you through on how to create a school crest. At the end of today's lesson, we should have a project or a design that looks similar to this one. So without much time, let's try to open a new Word document. So let's go to the Insert tab. Then we move to illustrations, then we move to shapes. Now when the shape dialog box open, you see that we have recently used shapes, we have lines, we have rectangulars, we have basic shapes, we also have equation shapes, we have flow chart, we have stars and banners, we also have call outs. So these are the available shapes that we can use for our design. So we can select one shape, then we draw it in the workspace. So let's select this shape. Now we click and drag to insert this shape. You observe that the shape has a blue fill. So we move to the drawing tools. Now the shape format, then we select the shape fill. We say no fill, so that this will make it transparent. Now you observe that there's an outline for the shape, but the outline is blue. So let's move back to the drawing tools. Then we move to the shape outline. Then we can change it to the color that we preferred. Let's change it to black color. Right now you can see that it is now black, but you observe that the outline is very thin. It's not all that big. So we can click on the shape, then we move to the ribbon, the shape format, then move to the shape outline. We'll move to width. So the width, we can increase it. Let's increase it to 3 pt. We scroll down, we select 3 pt. Now you can see that it is now big, or it is much better than the earlier. Now we can click to drag it and move it on top. Now let's try to insert additional shape. So to the insert tab, we move to illustration, then shape. Now this one, let's insert a shape from the stars and banners. Now this will let us to insert a text document where we can input the school motto and the year that the school is established. We click and drag to insert it. Now this is also having a blue fill, but we want it to be transparent. So we click it, then move to the fill and say we don't need fill, no fill. Wow. So you observe that it is also having a blue outline. Now we move back to the outline and change it to black. We'll also apply similar width as we did to the first shape. Now we move to the shape outline, then we increase the width. This time we also select 3 pt. Good. So they are now the same. So what we are supposed to do is, now you observe that we have some yellow circles and some white circles. So this circle enables us to drag the shape to make it expand or to minimize it, and we also make it wider, or we can also make it smaller. That's the purpose of those circles. Now you also try as much as possible to extend it so that we can able to input a text box there. We also insert additional shape. Now this time let's select lines. We select a line. Now we divide the box, so we leave it like this. Okay, we have insert a line. Now it is also having a color or outline blue, so move to the drawing to the shape format. Now this one, lines don't have fills, so they only have shape outlines. Now we click on the outline, change it to black as usual, and it is now black. Then we also have to change it or increase the width, so let's increase it to 3pt. That's nice. So right now what we are supposed to do is to duplicate, or let's say copy, this line. Then we make sure that there's additional horizontal line, so we click on Ctrl, then we drag it to create a duplicate of the line. Now I will show you another way to do it. Another way is to click on it, then you press Ctrl D, you click on the shape. Now this white dot means that immediately you click, it has activated. Then you press Ctrl D, you can see it is now duplicated. The white circles means that that's the active object or active shape. We can also pull to drag it. It is slanted, let's straighten it. Okay, now we can also press the arrow keys to move a shape upwards and downwards. We can also press it to move right and left. Okay, now what we are supposed to do is to now insert images, or let's say pictures. Now we cannot insert it directly, we have to pick a shape. Let's draw a rectangular box here. Then instead of the blue color, we fill it or insert an image or a picture or any object that we want. So we'll move down, insert picture, we click on that. Now in the insert picture dialog, we have three options to insert picture, either from a file in a computer or online, or from icons. Now in the online, we can move to Bing or use Google, the search engines, to search for a picture and download, and we can equally insert it from our computer if we already have the image that we want to insert. So we click on from a file. Now the window explorer or file explorer will open. Then we'll move to the directory in which the image is, or the folder in which we have our picture that we are going to insert. So let me change. I think the first picture was the graduation hat. Okay, so let me scroll back in the okay, yes, we have the picture here. Now I'll select the graduation hat. Immediately I'll select it to change blue, then I'll click on insert. Then it is now inserted. Now I can click on the small circles to expand, and I can also click to minimize it. Let me click to expand to the other side. Okay, so guys, you observe that because our workspace there's a background white, it is also white. Now there's an outlook that we don't want, so we are not using the picture format, we are using the shape format. So we move to the shape format, then we see in the shape outline, no outline. That's nice. So we want to insert additional picture. Now we can move to the insert, go to the shape, then we can select a shape. But we could also have another way. Let's duplicate this one, or let's copy it. So you can click on the shape, you press Ctrl, then you drag your mouse to copy it or duplicate it. Another way we can do that is to press Ctrl D. Now let's insert an image or a picture. So this time around, let's see, in our previous it was sandals. Okay, now we select the sandals. Now we insert the sandals. That's nice. We can equally do that here. We copy by pressing Ctrl, then you drag it to your desired location. Okay, drag it here. That's nice. So we can insert a picture of our choice, just like that previous one. Now let's insert Ghana coat of arms. Okay, we insert Ghana coat of arms. Now you observe that the picture is overlapping the line, so let's minimize it. So in our next tutorial, I'll show you how to use a transparent image so that it doesn't overlap on the outlines. So we can press the arrow keys to shift it from right to left, up and down, as said earlier. Now let's try to insert a text box. So yes, insert, we move to the insert tab, we go to shapes. Now you can see the text box. The text box is available. Another way we can draw the text box here. Another way that we can do this is to equally move to the insert tab. This time around we move to the text groups or text command. Now we click on the text box drop down, we scroll down to draw text box. Good. Now we can draw it here. Now immediately the text box is being inserted, you see that the cursor start to blink, meaning you can insert text there. So let's insert a text. Let's skills and knowledge. Skills and knowledge. Okay. Now let's try to drag it. Immediately you type it, you remove your mouse and click outside, it will be inserted. Now you see that there's a border there. Let's move to the outline, say we don't need outline. Good. You can see that there's no more outline, but you see that there's a fill because it has overlapped the shape. Now we move to the fill and we select no fill. Now let's drag it on the line. You can see that it's not transparent. So let's place it inside that small box. Good. Now in the text bar we can insert our cursor, then we drag to highlight. In the font command we can click on the bold, or we can press Ctrl B. We can also increase the text or grow the text, and we can also decrease or shrink the text. So right now, since we have grown the text, it is now shifted inside, so we have to drag it to expand it so that the text will now occupy that space. Okay, so I think we need to expand the shape so that the space will now be bigger for us to insert the text. So you have to, let's click on the shape. Click on the shape. Now we drag the yellow circle to the left. Drag it. Okay. You can see that the space has expanded. Now we have to change the color. We can equally click. You see that we can equally highlight the whole text. Then we move to the font, then select a color. Let's select red color. Okay, now the color is now red. So this time what we are supposed to do is to now give our badge a border. So we select a rectangular shape. Let's drag it. Okay, don't worry, let's move to the arrangement groups. Now let's send the shape backwards, or let's send it behind text. Now you see that it is now having a blue background, so we don't need a fill of blue. We move to the shape fill. Let's minimize it small. Now let's move to the drawing tools, shape fill. I say we don't need fill, that means no fill. Okay, now let's change the border or the outline to black color. Okay, that's nice. Now our last step that we are supposed to do is now to be able to move the whole shapes or the whole design. So we are going to apply what we call groupings. Now we are now going to group it. You see that when we are moving, it is only the outline or the border that's moving. The rest are not moving along. So let's apply grouping. So when we are going to apply grouping, we click on a shape, then we press Ctrl. You press the Ctrl key, then you go to each item or each shape, then you select it. You select all those. Now immediately you start selecting it, the cursor will change. You select those items that you want to group. Now group the heart too. Now move outside and group the pentagon shape. Now you group the outside border. Though there's other two items we have not grouped. So let's right click, then you select group. Okay, it is grouped now. Now when we try to pick it, you see that they will all follow along. So let's try to pick it or move it. So let's drag it. So oh no, so you observe that the vertical and the horizontal lines, they were not part of the group, so we have to ungroup them. We have to group them too. So you select the other one. Now you select the already grouped one, then right click, you select group, click on group. Guys, nice. Now right now we can be able to move it. So please, if you are watching this video for the first time, please kindly subscribe to this video to be able to access my previous videos and the next video or subsequent videos to be uploaded. Thank you.